Imagine living in a time when science seems to be writing the next chapters of human destiny. Today, we will embark on a journey that feels more like stepping into science fiction, but it is happening right now. Not long ago, scientists in Brazil revealed something that sounded impossible, a medication capable of giving back movement to people who had lost it completely. Can you imagine being told you would spend your life in a wheelchair just to get back up and keep moving, right? That is not just a medical victory, it is proof that human resilience and creativity know no limits. We love to explore how breakthroughs like these change the way we think about the future, and how they can inspire us to believe that even the impossible can become reality. The discovery came from researchers who transformed a natural protein from the placenta into a medicine called polylaminin. Think of it as a biological key that reopens doors in the nervous system that had been locked shut. Just like fixing a broken highway so traffic can flow again, this protein creates new pathways for electrical signals in the body. Nature reveals its secrets of renewal, and scientists are finally tuning in. Doesn't that sound like quantum thinking applied to biology? What makes this even more fascinating is the speed with which results appear. Quick treatment after accidents leads to amazing recoveries. A single dose, followed by physical therapy, was enough to unlock movement. This reminds us of the quantum principle where timing and observation change everything. We believe this parallel is worth reflecting on, because it shows us that both in science and in life, windows of opportunity open and close faster than we think. At Google's Quantum AI Lab, researchers recently used their chip to peer into what they called an exotic phase of matter, something so unusual that it reignited debates about parallel universes. Imagine for a moment. Computers reveal the true nature of reality. Could machines show us worlds beyond ours? At Thinking 2Q, we want you to ask yourself, are these just theories or previews of a bigger truth waiting for us? Quantum computing works differently from any technology we have known. Instead of processing information step by step, it explores countless possibilities at once. To simplify, think about solving a maze. A traditional computer would try path after path until it finds the exit, but a quantum computer could explore all paths simultaneously. That's why these machines are often described as if they were the gods of probability. And when applied to finance, they could reshape everything we know about money and risk. When scientists managed to use a quantum processor to reveal exotic particles, it wasn't just a laboratory curiosity. It showed us that quantum machines can serve as experimental platforms to recreate conditions impossible in normal physics. This means we could witness materials, energies, and patterns that until now existed only in theories. For anyone watching today, let this sink in. Quantum technology is not a far-off dream. It is already rewriting the rulebook of reality. Now picture this. If these machines can model exotic matter, they can also simulate markets, economies, and risks with precision far beyond human capacity. Imagine hedge funds powered by quantum processors predicting economic storms before they hit. Banks using quantum encryption to protect transactions in ways hackers could never break. Cryptocurrencies evolving into quantum-proof assets that redefine trust online. This is the kind of content we love to bring you here at Thinking 2Q, because it connects the dots between science fiction and your wallet. Quantum exploration even goes beyond finance and physics. Some researchers are experimenting with living computers made not from silicon, but from bacteria. Yes, actual cells acting as processors. Each bacterium functioning like a microchip, together forming a living, breathing network of computation. This concept, called biocomputing, sounds like pure imagination, but it is happening right now. Doesn't it make you wonder how close we are to blurring the lines between biology and technology? Imagine a system that doesn't just process data, but learns, adapts, and evolves as a living organism. This is the promise of biocomputers. They could diagnose diseases in real time, adapt to environmental changes, and even teach us new ways to think about intelligence. Meanwhile, robotics shows us another glimpse of the future. At UC Berkeley, a humanoid robot was trained to play table tennis with movements nearly identical to human reflexes. To us, it might look like a simple game, but in reality, it represents machines making decisions in fractions of a second. This is a preview of how artificial intelligence combined with quantum processing could one day create machines that act more like partners than tools. Each of these breakthroughs points toward a larger truth. The future of technology will not be a single line of progress, but a convergence of many. Quantum computing, biotechnology, robotics, and new materials will intersect to transform our societies in ways that are almost impossible to predict. But at Thinking 2Q, we believe the role of our community is to make this knowledge approachable, inspiring, and empowering. Because the future should not feel frightening, but full of potential. One of the most powerful examples of this convergence is the rise of quantum finance. Imagine algorithms so advanced they can test billions of investment strategies simultaneously. Hedge funds using these tools will no longer guess. They will simulate entire worlds of outcomes. For everyday people, this could mean more accurate forecasts, safer investments, and entirely new ways of building wealth. Doesn't that sound incredible? Another important impact is on security. Today, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin rely on encryption that even supercomputers cannot break. But a powerful enough quantum computer could crack those codes in seconds. That sounds terrifying, right? Yet the same science gives us quantum cryptography, systems so secure that not even a quantum hacker could cheat them. At Thinking 2Q, we love this balance. Every challenge carries within it the seed of its solution. In China, another story shows how far science can go. Researchers built what they call an artificial sun, a fusion reactor that sustained plasma hotter than our real sun for more than 1,000 seconds. Why is this important? Because it brings us closer to unlimited clean energy. Unlimited energy means cheaper computing, more powerful data centers, and yes, more access to quantum machines. Every discovery is connected, and at Thinking 2Q, we love showing you how one breakthrough fuels another. Think also about new materials, like living cement that not only holds buildings together, but stores energy like a giant battery. Imagine your house charging itself, your walls storing electricity from solar panels. Combine that with quantum optimization of energy grids, and we begin to see a world where scarcity turns into abundance. Isn't that worth getting excited about? The common thread in all these stories is that the line between science fiction and reality is vanishing. Each is a chapter in a larger narrative that says, the future is coming faster than we thought. And here at Thinking 2Q, we are committed to guiding you through it with clarity and inspiration. So what should you do with this knowledge? Start by imagining how these changes could impact your life. Will your job be reshaped by AI and quantum tools? Will your savings one day depend on quantum-proof banks? Will you live in a city powered by fusion energy? The questions are endless, but that's what makes them exciting. Every time you learn something new here, you are not just watching a video. You are joining a movement of people who believe knowledge is power, and that the future belongs to those who are willing to learn. At Thinking 2Q, we don't just explain discoveries. We invite you to think differently, to challenge your assumptions, and to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. So as we close this episode, remember, the universe is stranger, richer, and more full of wonder than we can imagine. And finance, technology, and quantum computing are the tools we are using to explore it. Thank you for being part of Thinking 2Q. If you enjoyed this journey, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you in the next episode of Thinking 2Q, where we will once again take the impossible and make it understandable, inspiring, and unforgettable. Until then, keep thinking, keep questioning, and keep dreaming big.